We have a group in Africa that builds wheelchairs out of bamboo because they use their natural resources to help all their disabled kids.
Welcome to San Antonio's Influence Magazine show, the premier talk show where we introduce you to influential individuals doing significant work in the city of San Antonio and surrounding areas. Celebrate the spirit of business, leadership, and innovation. If this is your first time joining us and you'd like more information, you could find us at influencesa.com. That's INFLUENCESA.com. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and for this particular episode of the show, all future and past episodes of the show, pull up your YouTube search bar, toss in San Antonio's Influence Magazine show. When you get there, please subscribe, give us a like or a thumbs up, and hit that bell so that you don't miss any future episodes of the show. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm your host, Cedric Fisher. Today's guest is someone whose impact stretches far beyond our city. Kym Rapier has long been one of the most generous and quietly transformative philanthropists, not just in San Antonio, but in the country. In fact, around the world. With over 100 million directed towards charitable causes throughout her life, her reach is remarkable. Her support has helped build cancer centers, fund children's homes, deliver disaster relief, rehabilitate wildlife, and fuel education, health, and environmental protection across the globe. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll hear from Kym.
As I developed an appreciation for my personal originality and uniqueness, I began to love the fact that I was different. As I uncovered my individual preferences and my interests, I became comfortable with the real me.
Presented by Cedric D. Fisher and Company Publishers. In a world where identity is often challenged and cultures collide, one woman's journey shows us the power of resilience, self-discovery, and the unbreakable bonds of family. Born in Hong Kong and raised in America, Helen Yee faced the struggles of finding her place in a new land. Confronted by racism, cultural differences, and personal adversity, Helen's story is one of courage and determination. Inspired by her grandfather's legacy of integrity and entrepreneurship, Helen embarked on a journey of self-discovery. She learned to defend herself against all odds, even fighting off an armed carjacker and escaping with her life. Through the discipline of martial arts, music, and entrepreneurship, Helen found a way to reconnect with her heritage and discover her inner strength. She became a successful business owner and a professional musician, proving that it's never too late to pursue your dreams. I Belong Here is a powerful memoir that takes readers on a journey from the streets of Hong Kong to the heartland of America. It's a story of family, friendship, and the unbreakable bonds that tie us all together. Helen's journey will inspire you to embrace your own uniqueness, face your challenges head-on, and find your place in the world. It's a testament to the human spirit and the power of believing in yourself. I Belong Here, Living the Life I Was Born For in America by Helen H. Yee. Available now wherever books are sold. Discover the extraordinary story of a woman who found her voice and her place in the world.
Kym, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So let's start at the very beginning. You're well known in town here, but for folks who may not be aware of your background, tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, and that sort of thing.
I'm from Dallas, Texas, originally. I moved to San Antonio when I was 4, so really I'm a native San Antonian. I studied at the University of Texas at San Antonio on a volleyball scholarship, played volleyball. I got into the fitness business during college. I seemed to make very good money doing selling memberships and personal training, stuff like that. So then I proceeded to open my own fitness center on the south side of San Antonio, where there wasn't any any opportunities there for people to exercise. So I started Family Fitness Unlimited, which started at 3 years old and up. So it's fitness for the whole family. We did martial arts and cheerleading and boxing for fitness, and boxing actually for the Golden Gloves and stuff like that, plus a full gym. Ended up selling that business, and it started me doing what I'm doing now, philanthropy.
So you're often said to be one of the most generous philanthropists in Texas. Did you have a childhood experience that sort of led to that line of work, or
I did. Yes, when I was 6, 7 years old, my best friend, sister had muscular dystrophy. So I thought I could fix her by raising money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. So I started painting on rocks, going door to door, collecting for muscular dystrophy. Then when I was 12, I realized that I could do more. And I started having carnivals and block parties and shutting down the street. My dad would cook hot dogs and such in the backyard, and I would sell everything and charge for the games, like carnival games. And that started me off on my journey.
So at that age and having that experience, did you realize that this would one day be your life's work?
I knew it. When I was 12 years old, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to help kids all over the world. I even told my parents that I'm not going to have children, I'm going to help a bunch of them.
Was there a moment that you realized in this journey, I'll call it a calling, right? Mm-hmm. You answered the call to this journey, that this was, you were sort of destined to do this, even though you did all the other things that normal kids would do, sports and school and everything else.
Definitely, I knew which direction I was going to go.
But you were going to head here.
Definitely.
Okay, good. So the Kym Rapier Foundation has supported a wide range of causes. How do you choose the initiatives?
Mostly by heart, what I feel, and gut. Whatever provides the biggest impact that will help the most individuals is the way we usually choose organizations.
And how has the San Antonio community sort of impacted the mission of the organization?
San Antonio's the root of everything I do. I learned everything from the generosity, the culture, everything of San Antonio, the hospitality of the people of San Antonio. It's reflected in everything that we do. And even though we're traveling internationally and doing that now, my roots are in San Antonio, and San Antonio will be the focus of all of my endeavors.
Future endeavors. Mm-hmm. This is home base.
This is my home base.
Okay. And how do you choose which initiatives to focus on?
Mostly we choose the underdog. Especially internationally. People that are underfunded. USAID had cut all their funding, so we've been trying to pick up where the United States left off, I guess. The people that are underfunded or lost their funding for kids that need to eat. Like one water hole, one well in Africa will support 9,000 people. So if I can dig one well, it affects a whole community. So we've been going for the highest impact people to impact the most people, basically.
Is there a particular, I'm sure you've had a plethora of projects over time, but is there a particular one that you're most proud of? Maybe the one you just mentioned,
Well, but the Down Syndrome Association of South Texas is probably one of my favorites. They focus on the families and helping them with resources, and the kids are amazing. Uvalde, I brought 5 organizations to the Uvalde community to help with the shooting, and probably ThriveWell. ThriveWell, I helped pay for cancer patients' chemo and expenses. So there's really 3 that I'm the most proud of.
Most proud of, okay. We're here with Kym Rapier. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hope needs more than good intentions. It requires love, bold belief, and most of all, action. We're traveling around the world to witness and learn firsthand the obstacles and problems facing some of the most vulnerable people on earth, and to support the local heroes who lift up their neighbors, community, and natural environment. I can't do this alone, so let's change the world together. This is why the Kym Rapier Foundation exists.
So we understand that you are now involved in filmmaking, your foundation. Can you spotlight the incredible work of your partners and grantees, what they're doing in filmmaking, and when the films may debut?
We have hired an Emmy Award-winning film crew. They did David Blaine's series and Survivor, The Amazing Race, Anthony Bourdain. So we have a group of people that are really interested in getting to the grassroots of what we're doing. So we focus on stories of individuals that are making a real difference, like in Africa and Asia. We have 2 that we've already done. We focus on sharing their stories so we can put it on social media and the documentary so people can learn what goes on in these countries and how they walk for 10 miles to get a day's worth of water. And the little children are having to carry the water pails. It's just like you see. They don't turn on a tap. They don't have sanitary pads for the women. Things that we take for granted in the United States is what we're focusing on of other countries.
And when will some of these debut?
We're hoping to online put some of these together probably by March
Of 2026.
of 2026.
Okay, and these are short films.
It's going to be a series,
A series, okay. Documentary.
limited series.
Yeah, okay. If you could change one way that people look at the concept of giving, what might it be?
Well, first of all, giving isn't always about money. Just in day-to-day life, human kindness, being kind to your fellow human being is the same thing.
Simple acts of kindness.
Simple acts of kindness or volunteering. If you are giving money, be specific with your giving. Try to give to organizations that look for impact and specific things that you're interested in supporting. Just writing a check sometimes is the wrong thing to do.
We see you doing a lot of international travel. How do you decide where you're going or which cause to choose around the globe?
Yeah, that we usually support the underdogs. We look for organizations that are underfunded.
Okay.
That are underfunded, and really there's no spotlight on them. Most people don't know they exist. They don't even know that there's a problem with some of the things. We have a group in Africa that builds wheelchairs out of bamboo because they use their natural resources to help all their disabled kids. A lot of the mentally challenged kids in Africa are looked at, frowned upon, and pushed under the carpet because it's an embarrassment, or they think it's voodoo, witchcraft, or the parents did something wrong. So we're trying to focus on kids like that.
Do you go to other countries other than Africa?
Yep.
At times?
We go to, we've been through Asia. We went to Vietnam. Vietnam's another, that the kids in the slum aren't getting an education. Most of them have no papers. So we've been paying for lawyers to get them documented. We pay for them to help pull kids out of the sex trade. There's a lot of sex trafficking in Asia. So we're with an organization that does all that.
Interesting. Given that San Antonio is your base, your hub, your headquarters, do you collaborate with some of the nonprofit organizations in town?
I do.
The Area Foundation and...
the San Antonio Area Foundation used to house my Kym's kids. That was scholarships for kids here in San Antonio. So they basically walked me through how to run a 501c3. So I learned from them.
Okay, so they were helpful in
They're awesome.
educating you. Yeah, and they do a lot of great work today. Ken, we've found that most leaders are readers, and their go-to book is typically on their nightstand. What book is on your nightstand?
The number one book on my nightstand is the Bible.
The Bible. Okay.
I did get another book recently. It's titled One Woman Can Change the World, and I haven't started reading that, but that's my next book.
Very nice, very nice. And what a calling for a nonprofit, because I'm sure when you kind of were a child or maybe in college and started to look at your future, what your career might be, nonprofit may not have been a choice, but you just decided to go this way because you felt that.
I was told to when I was 6. I just knew what I wanted to do, and I followed what my path was.
What's the one thing most folks don't know about you but should?
I have 2. If I could help every person in this world and every animal in this world, I would. If I had that ability, I would. Second is I'm crazy, but I love to scuba dive with sharks, great whites, tiger sharks. So that's my next adventure in Mozambique without a cage, and I skydive.
Wow. How about that? That's interesting. And most folks don't know that,
No,
right?
they don't.
That's incredible. With sharks? Without a cage?
Without a cage.
Without a cage. And you've done a lot of that in your past?
Not with great whites, I did it with a cage. And tiger sharks, they're actually going to help me learn how to try to flip them. So hopefully I come back with both arms.
How interesting. So for folks that might want to follow up and learn more about your organization, how can they find you?
KymRapierFoundation.org. Also Kym Rapier Foundation on Instagram, and actually Kym Rapier on Facebook.
Okay. Kym, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
See you all next time.